Tua Tagovailoa apparently could be getting a deal worth $55 million per year. And while I do think he is overhated, I can't say I would give him that much. So today, we are going to be trading Tua away to a team that I still haven't decided on yet, and then we are going to try to find the QB of the future for the Dolphins. Likely a rookie, but it could be a free agent. We'll see. But this should be a ton of fun, and we're going to be rebuilding a team I haven't rebuilt in quite a while. And then other than obviously needing a quarterback after we trade Tua, this shouldn't be much of a rebuild. We should be able to turn this into a very, very good team. So it's going to be interesting to see how good this team will be by the end of this. But super quick, let's see if we can get to just 2,000 likes on this video. We've been hitting that pretty easily lately. If we can, I will do a rebuild of a team that is in a very similar situation. Not exactly, but very similar. I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to predict who that team would be. But again, if we hit 2,000 likes, as soon as we hit it, I will do that team. And subscribe for more if you like rebuilds. That's literally all I do. And it'll make you an OG of the channel for when we inevitably hit 10 million subscribers. Definitely. And last thing, massive shout out to Dimsy for the suggestion of this video. Their link is in the description. And if you want a shout out, or if you just want to let me know what I should do next, let me know that down in the comments, because I end up reading like 90% of them. And it lets me know what y'all want to see. But without further ado, let's get into this rebuild. And I'm actually going to start this in a little bit of a different way. I just want to say one thing. I thought this team absolutely destroyed the draft. I mean, they got like all of my later round sleepers, Malik Washington, Mo Kamara. Let's see, I didn't have time to make them, but they also got Taj Washington, a guy I really liked at receiver. They got Jalen Wright, who's an amazing scheme fit. I liked Patrick Paul. This was one of my favorite drafts, so I'm surprised more people aren't talking about this. I even thought Chop Robinson in the first was a good pick. This pass rush is scary and very deep. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say there. So let's get into this rebuild. I don't know why Logan Ryan is here at right guard. I'll cut him in a second, but let's see where we are going to trade Tua and what kind of value we can get for him. I'll try to make a realistic trade, but I don't know what would be fair for Tua. Okay, we are going to be trading Tua Tagovailoa to the Raiders for a second round pick. I feel the need to say that I don't think Tua will get traded, mostly because I don't think the Dolphins would want to trade him this year because they do have their team kind of set for this year to win now. But also, I don't know who would want to trade for Tua with the contract he's reportedly asking for. So I don't think a Tua trade will happen, but it'll be a fun experiment to see what if it did happen, could happen. So we'll take a second round pick. Again, with that contract or potential contract, I wouldn't imagine a team wanting to give up more than a second round pick. But now that means Mike White is going to be our starter for this year at least. We'll see how he does. He's come in at times and looked decent, but let's get to the midseason point and we will see how this team does without Tua. Okay, wow, maybe Mike White is the answer. We are 5-2. Why? To be honest, it doesn't look like we're doing that well on paper. Maybe we got smoked a couple times and it ruined our stats, but yeah, our defense isn't great and that should be better than our offense, but of course it isn't. I was gonna look at the stats, but we'll save that for the end of the year. It'll be more fun to check it at the end of the year. But let me see what contracts we're gonna have coming up, because this shouldn't be all of them. Okay, now with the updated contracts, hopefully, at least most of them, these are the players we are gonna have to re-sign. Not too many major ones, but Javon Holland is pretty important. One of the best safeties in the NFL, so we'll definitely bring him back. For some reason, I thought he already got re-signed, though. Did he not? No, he didn't. So he's realistically probably gonna get like 3 years, 60 or something like that, but we'll see if he takes 5 years, 93.5, and he does. That's definitely a long deal, but he won't even be 30 by the time it's up, so that's fine. Kader Kohu, I do want back. He's cheap, 3 years, 13.5. David Long, I want back, but he's not interested. Odell is 30. Shaq Barrett's 30. I think they're both 31, actually. A lot of these guys are just kind of band-aid options, and I don't really know if we need any of them back. We'll probably bring a couple of them back, but I don't think it would be too hard to find other options or upgrade. So really, those are the only two deals we're going to worry about here. Let's get to the end of the year, and we will see how this team finishes. Oh yeah, and by the way, I should mention this. I think I set the strong draft classes too late, so I think for this year, they might be just normal ones. We'll see, though. All right, well, this might be the weirdest end to a year one I've ever seen. finished 10-7, but we missed the playoffs. The Jets made the playoffs at 13-4, even though I'm pretty sure they were like 2-5 at the midseason. We're coming off a 31-0 loss to the Bills in week 18, and we ended up with the 30th offense in terms of points per game, but we still somehow finished 10-7. What a weird year. My guess is every game that we won must have been close, and most games that we lost must have been blowout. But Mike White wasn't that bad. 3,400 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 picks. Not a great completion percentage, but he was decent. I'm not going to keep him, but he was decent. Ooh, Raheem Mostert wasn't that good. 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, only 3.8 per carry, though. We'll have to give Devon Achane a chance soon. Tyreek Hill, almost 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns, but really nothing outside of him. Austin Jackson was pretty horrible. Isaiah Wynn and Aaron Brewer weren't that good either, but Robert Jones, our lowest overall lineman, ended up performing arguably the best as a 59 overall pass blocker. He allowed only 1 sack. I love how realistic this game is. That's great. Kendall Fuller led the team with 109 tackles. Okay. TFL's 20 for Zach Sealer, 14 for Bradley Chubb, 13 for your Tier Tart, 10 for Phillips and Hand, and sacks. Not many. 9 for Chubb, which is cool, but this should be a dominant pass rush in real life. Not necessarily because they have an absolute monster. I mean, Bradley Chubb is really good, but it's not like he's a TJ Watt, Micah Parsons level player, obviously, but they just have so many good pass rushers, and yet it only results in however many sacks this is. And then interceptions, 3 for Fuller, 2 for Walker and Ramsey, and then 1 for a lot of different players. So good for interceptions, but not for sack. But MVP, of course it would go to a division rival, Josh Allen. I don't really see him win MVP that much either, but of course. But Tyreek at number 8 for Offensive Player of the Year, Bradley Chubb at 7 for Defensive Player of the Year, and then nobody up there for Offensive or Defensive Rookie of the Year. So I don't know if this was a disappointing or successful first year. From our record, we overperformed, but from our stats, like, what do I even take away from this? Our good players did bad and our bad players did good. That's, I guess, usually how Madden Simulation is. But let's get into this first offseason and let's see if we can possibly find our quarterback of the future. But of course, the Bills beat the Eagles 42-28 in the Super Bowl. Beat them by what, 14? This game just loves to work against you when you're usering a team. But we actually have some interesting re-signings to make here. Some of these players did pretty well. I don't know if any of them would have gotten a dev trait, but we'll pick up the 5th year for Jalen Waddle and Jalen Phillips. David Long, if he was interested, then sure, but he just isn't. Everyone else, I mean, pretty replaceable. And you know what? I will extend Mike White. He's very cheap. Probably too cheap for starting and doing not too poorly. The goal isn't to start him next year, obviously, but worst case scenario, if we have to, he can maybe do okay. Oh yeah, and by the way, we're not bringing Odell back. I just kind of glossed over that. He's 30. We didn't use him hardly at all. It's fine. But, of course, he is the highest overall. I just always forget how terrible free agency is year 1 in Madden. Josh Uche's asking teen per year. I was gonna say he could be a decent option. Why did the Ravens end up with? What? I would hope he didn't get cut. Maybe got traded. I don't know. I hardly ever see trades happen in this game, though, so I'm not sure about that. But we're gonna try to re-sign Shaq Barrett and Tier Tart. If they don't re-sign, it's whatever. I offered them both team-friendly deals, so they're not very expensive, at least not as expensive as the expected value. But let's see if they sign. We get Tier Tart. Doubt Barrett's gonna sign. He doesn't. He goes to the Commanders, who also get Odell. Interesting. They really are just trying to build a retirement home, apparently. But in the draft, the Commanders have the number 1 pick. That's fairly realistic. Pretty realistic top 5, honestly. Maybe. Some of those teams could be better than Madden thinks, but we'll see. But with our first round pick, unfortunately, there is not a good quarterback this year. There's Dylan Sharp, who I think we're going to take round 2, just because he is only 21, and, as an athlete, elite jumping, change of direction, acceleration, great speed, good strength and throw power. His ratings aren't anything special, but A, break sack, A, short accuracy, B, deep accuracy. Like, he has traits. I almost pressed A. I almost took him here on accident. But in round 1, there are also some good guards. I just completely goofed the beginning of this. I forgot to change the position that we were focused scouting. I forgot to change everything, but we'll survive. It'll be okay. But as for round 1 here, I don't know what I want to do. We could go O-line, but we could also get someone like Nick Bryan round 3, maybe. We do have 2 second-round picks, actually, so we would probably take him with the second one. We do actually need a safety, though, with Jordan Poyer gone. The problem is we don't have any of them scouted, hardly at all. That's what I'm looking for in the first round. A zone safety with C-zone. Also, D-man, D-player X. This guy might be a 68 overall. I'm okay. Okay, thanks though. I might just trade this pick back. I don't really want anyone here. I would go with a D lineman, but these first to second round D linemen, they might look good, but they almost never are. So I do think we're gonna trade this pick back. Ooh, Isaiah Davis actually looks pretty good. We'll have two Isaiah Davises in the same division, but I don't want him. We don't need another receiver. We hardly use the two we have. So let's trade this back to maybe like 25. Okay, we're gonna trade a 1 and a 5 for 25 from the Falcons and their second round pick. This seems like a decently fair trade down. Maybe a lot to give up for the Falcons, but that isn't too bad, I guess. I'm not good with trade value. They go with an off-ball linebacker. That's great value for the first round. But by the way, now we have 3 second round picks. We'll see what we want to do with those, but I do think we are going to go with one of these D linemen. Again, I doubt they're that great, but we'll take a chance. We could also go for a defensive tackle, just straight up. Ooh. Stephen Arthur looks like a good pass rusher, but a bad run defender, but he's listed as a run stopper, so that's kind of concerning. Maybe he's not that good at either. I think I'll stay away from that. I think I'll go with Marquise Bassey. He looks like a well-rounded player, even a decent pass rusher. Now that B power moves is going to be like a 72, but still, I guess that's better than nothing. 39 bench reps, by the way, ran a 4.87, which is really good at 300 pounds. Looks like a good run defender. We'll take him. Hidden dev, 91 strength, 76 speed. I thought for sure he would have normal, so we'll take that. Ooh, am I recording in 1080? My screen wasn't filled out. There we go. That probably looked horrible as I was doing it. Oh yeah, I got a new PC, by the way. That's why my settings might look a little different for this video, so hopefully the quality's better here. Might be a little jank for this first one, but hopefully not too much. In round 2, Dylan Sharp is still here. You know, on paper, Adrian Chapman looks decent. Throw power check? Solid? No, he's not good. We'll go with Dylan Sharp. He is only 21. If he was older, I would just like stay away from him completely because it would just be way too hard to ever develop him, but probably normal dev, but that's fine. If he doesn't work out, it's a second round pick. It's not like, I mean, a second round pick obviously is really valuable, but it's not like it's not like wasting a first. And we at least know he's decent value for this pick. So we'll take him. Does have normal. That's fine. 88 speed, 90 excel, 92 change of direction, 91 throw power. There are certain players that I feel like deserve a better than normal dev trait. I understand that's not necessarily how it works, but I've said it once, I'll say it again. I feel like it should be more of an upside thing rather than a random thing, if that makes any sense. I feel like more athletic players should have it, but maybe they're more raw, like, you know, real life, how that works. I don't know. But let's see. Here, I think we are gonna go with Nick Bryan. He's a pass protector, so I can't wait for him to allow the most sacks on our offensive line, but he looks really good on paper. I mean, we know he's a first-round talent. I don't know what he's gonna be in these weaker draft classes, maybe like a 73, 74, but we'll take him. Hidden dev, 87 strength, we'll take it. And then the last pick I'm gonna show here, I'll take probably a couple more, but this will be the last one I show. We still have, honestly, a pretty good amount of needs. I'll refill our needs out with, you know, unsigned free agents. Ooh, Raheem Mostert retired. That's not great. But yeah, I'll fill out any needs we don't hit on here just with free agents, so that should be fine. But we still need a safety, we still need a linebacker, we still need probably one more lineman, and we might need a 4th receiver, we'll see. But last pick here, I think we'll just go with the top linebacker on the board, Brian Connor. I don't know if he's a great run defender, but hopefully a good cover player. He at least has B-man, A player X, so I think he's decent. Elite speed, good for almost everything else at the combine. We'll take him. Hidden dev, 91 speed. Sounds good. But here's how we did in the draft. Actually pretty decent, all things considered, you know, considering this was just a normal draft class. Marquise Bassey is a little worse than I was hoping he would be like a 74, but at least he has the dev trait. He does have 72 power moves, I called that, but very good athlete, should be able to develop, hopefully. But Dylan Sharp is actually a 72. That's better than I expected. He's very much not a scheme fit, but looks pretty good on paper, other than like, he has a few flaws, like his play action, medium accuracy, awareness aren't great. But Nick Bryan was the highest overall guy we got, 75 overall. Really good pass blocker. Can't wait for him to allow 10 sacks. Brian Connor is a 73 hidden dev. We got a lot of dev traits at the very least. Only Sharp didn't have one out of those guys. And then I did make these last 3 picks too. They were decent ones. Anton Harper, well, let's see what he looks like. 73 zone, 68 tackle, 60 block shed, 64 hit power. My plan is to play him at safety. What would he be at safety? Maybe we'll keep him at corner. He's only 67 at safety. All right, that's fine. But Bob Bennett, maybe the most boring name of all time. 94 strength, good D tackle depth. And then I took Travis Burgess. I missed how weak and slow he is. Only 88 speed, which is whatever. But he had like 43 strength or something. I don't know know where it is. I mean, I thought he was good because 82 catching, 80 catch in traffic, 76 short route. Like, he had B's and A's for those ratings, but the good did not outweigh the bad there, unfortunately. Just to bring my confidence up a little bit, because the overalls don't look good on paper, I mean, there really weren't many players in the range where we could have taken them. Like, I wasn't going to take a corner, obviously. I guess I could have taken a running back, but I don't like Madden-generated running backs. They never do well. Andrew McCoy would have been a good pick. I didn't even look at outside linebackers. There were a couple decent safeties, but we didn't do too bad. Like, you know, we got a first-round talent in Nick Bryan, so we'll take it. But let's get into year 2, and we will see how the team is looking. But here's a look at the team heading into year 2. We are looking pretty good. Definitely a better overall offensive line, but will it play better is the question. My guess is no, but we'll see. It's not a great O-line, by the way, but it's better on paper, at least. And then the big thing is, how will Dylan Sharp play this year? He is, again, only 21, like I've said about 40 times now, but we'll see how he does. I mean, he has good deep accuracy, good short accuracy, good throw on the run, of course, very fast. And we'll see how Devon Achane does at running back. I mean, hopefully better than Mostert, but he's a guy that I've seen start and not necessarily do super well. We'll hope that's not the case here, though. I mean, in the preseason, he wasn't good, but it's just preseason. We'll hope it doesn't stay the same in the regular season. And then, of course, the defense, not too much is different, but we'll see how Bassie and Connor do. I'll keep Connor as the number 2 for now, but I do kind of want to try to get him Defensive Rookie of the Year. We'll see. Oh, yeah, and also, I didn't mention it, but Bradley Chubb got X Factor, so that's cool. I don't know if he was that good, but we'll take it. Oh, yeah, and also with free agents to fill out the rest of the roster, I got Terrell Edmonds. I think he's the only starter I pulled from free agency, though. Everything else we had figured out. But let's get to the midseason point of year 2, and we will see how this team does. But here at the midseason, we are 2-5. Unlucky. I love only making the team better and doing dramatically worse. That's great. But this year is kind of the opposite of last year in terms of stats, at least. It looks like we are overperforming based on our record. We're at least above average for offense and I guess below average for defense, but above average in some things. Like, we're number 5 for sack. I don't know. I guess we have played 7 games. Some teams have only played 6, but still. Let's see what's going wrong. Okay, Dylan Sharp's actually doing well-ish. He's a good passer rating, but I don't love how many interceptions he has. I said that really weird. I just forgot to put H's in that sentence. Devon Achane's doing poorly. Shocker. Good player does bad in Madden. Austin Jackson, I see. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. Who are we going to start at right tackle? Let's put Patrick Paul back there. And then, who was the one who did well for us at right guard? I don't think it was Chase and Hines. I don't think we have whoever it was anymore. Yeah, we'll go with the 65 overall because it won't matter because overall doesn't matter. But let's see. We have some re-signings here. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Jalen Waddle got an extension today as of recording this. I started this yesterday as of recording this. I'm glad that's the only one that's happened. I'm glad Tua hasn't gotten an extension between then and now because that would immediately ruin this rebuild, but thankfully that hasn't happened. But I don't think I'm going to bring anyone here back. I mean, maybe at the end of the year, but like nothing major. So let's get to the end of the year and we will see how we finish. I don't know how much hope I have, but we could technically finish close to a playoff team. We'll see. Okay, well, actually, before I reveal how we did in year number 2, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the video. It really helps out the channel. I would appreciate it. And again, just 2,000 likes and I will do something very similar to this that I think y'all will really enjoy. Something that people have been asking a lot for. So I'll finally do it if we get to 2,000 likes because I'm evil. And again, subscribe for more. Let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have. But question of the day. God, I had one, but I forgot. I always forget by the time I'm gonna do it. Oh yeah, who do you think is going to be the worst team in the NFL this year? Like, worst record, number 1 pick, who do you think it's gonna be? My guess is either like the Commanders or I guess just the usual, or really just the top 3 picks from last year. Commanders, maybe Patriots or Panthers. But it's always hard to predict. It seems like the number 1 pick, or I guess the worst team, is kind of a team that just gets derailed by injuries, so we'll see. But let me know who you think it will be down in the comments. I'm curious to see y'all's answers. But as for dev traits this year, of course, nothing good. Bassie only has star, Connor only has star, Brian only has star. I've been so unlucky with dev traits lately in draft. Or well, oh, this was a normal one, not a strong one, so that makes sense, but still. But anyways, in year number 2, we finished 8-9 and we missed the playoffs. At that point, I wish we just did horribly and completely sucked, so we got a good draft pick, but now we'll pick at what, number like 16, 15 probably? And look at our stats. mean, we had the 8th scoring offense, 8th for points allowed per game. It looks like we were good for yards, but we only went 8 and 9. These first 2 years have been so weird. But Dylan Sharp was very good as a rookie. 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, only 10 picks. Only developed like 2 overall for, I love this game. Devon Achane was bad, 1,000 yards, but only 3.7 per carry, 9 touchdowns. Over 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns for Tyreek. Almost 1,000 for Waddle and over 900 for Malik Washington. I guess this isn't really almost 1,000, but whatever. Close enough. For blocking, it was a lot better in the second half of the year, as you would hope. Nick Bryan was really good at left guard. And of course, Chasen Hines at a 56 overall pass protect allows 0 sacks. This game, man, I think it's cool they're making a new college football game and all. I think it's cool. I think it is going to suck if it is anything like Madden. I hate to be so pessimistic, but what has EA shown lately with anything? But on defense, Jordan Brooks, 103 tackles, 91 for Brian Connor as a rookie. I'm like not awake yet. I'm taking big pauses in between what I'm saying because I can't tell if the right words are going to come out. But Zach Sealer, 15 TFLs, 12 for Marquise Bassey as a rookie. He had a pretty good rookie year too. And then of course sacks. We're changing our defensive playbook. What is this? We had good sack numbers at the midseason, but 6 for Bradley Chubb, 4.5 for Marquise Bassey, 3 for Zach Sealer, 3 for Jordan Brooks, 2.5 for Jalen Phillips at an 86 overall. That's great. And then interceptions, 3 for Kendall Fuller, 2 for Terrell Edmonds and Javon Holland, and then 1 for 3 different players. That was certainly a season. MVP goes to Lamar, better than it being a division rival. Tyreek Hill at number 3 for Offensive Player of the Year. Nobody up there for Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Dylan Sharp. That's huge. I mean, that's not really a surprise, but, well, based on his overall it is, but not based off of how he played. Can't speak today. I need to take a break for a second. And of course, we get cucked by a division rival. I thought we would win Defensive Rookie of the Year. It goes to Nathan Newton for the Patriots. God. Brian Connor at 2, Marquise Bassey at 3. This game's testing my patience. It's not even that bad. I mean, I've had way worse. I'm just tired. But let's get into the offseason here, and now that we actually have good drafts, now that I remembered to set them to strong, this is where this team should get good, assuming there are decent players in free agency, which we'll see. But in the Super Bowl, the Commanders win it over the Chiefs, 35-28. I mean, okay. Whatever, sure. You never know. I mean, this isn't even that good of a roster. I would hope Braden Daniels wasn't their starting left tackle. If he was, he probably did amazingly well. Okay, I don't think he was. Whoever it was must have retired. But like their pass rush is just the same as real life, which isn't very good. This doesn't scream Super Bowl team, but I guess they have better corners now, better secondary. That is something. Just out of curiosity, what's their overall? Let me see. Wow, that was loud. You guys couldn't hear it. Yeah, they have an 82 overall. Probably was like an 83 or 4, but still, overall doesn't matter. Does anything really matter though? An existential rebuild. But we have 2 upgrades for Dylan Sharp here. I was kind of hoping it would be more considering he is only a 74 overall and 1 Offensive Rookie of the Year with 31 touchdown passes, but we'll take it. Ooh, and he does go straight up to Superstar Dev. Okay, cool, thankfully. If he only got Star, I would have been a little worried that we could develop him, but with Superstar, that's nice. Looking like that was a steal in what, the mid-second? We'll take that. Before re-signings, we're not there yet. I don't know why I'm talking about it. What are we gonna do? I don't really want any of these players back. Actually, how did Terrell Edmonds do? I feel like he did all right? Yeah, 2 picks, sack and a half, 3 tackles, 5 pass deflections, forced fumble and recovery, whatever that. Well, the forced fumble's cool. I might re-sign him. I wish he was interested, but I don't want to give him 3 years. I guess he's cheap though. I mean, there's no way he takes this. I would do 3 years, 21, I guess. Oh, and he does take it. Okay, cool. That's fine. And then everyone else, I don't really care. They can all go. But let's see who we can add in free agency. Hopefully it is a better class than last year. Oh yeah, and by the way, I realized before the mid-season of this year, I was recording everything in like 30 FPS, 720p. So if the beginning looks terrible, I apologize. Again, getting used to a new PC, which I need to figure out what the fuck is wrong with my Wi-Fi. I can't use Ethernet because I'm too far away from the router, but the Wi-Fi on my old PC was fine. On here, it doesn't load, like hardly anything. But anyways, in free agency, there's some decent old receivers, which I'm probably not going to go for either of them. Receivers like the last thing we need. We do need a running back. Devon Achane's been horrible. I mean, at least he was this year, and Chuba Hubbard is pretty good in this game. If this were real life, I would definitely keep Achane, obviously, but it's not real life in Madden. I need to stop complaining so much. I mean, whatever. Chuba Hubbard, we'll try to sign him. No Devin dev trait, but whatever. Who's our tight end? Oh yeah, Jonnu Smith. I haven't really thought about him once in this entire rebuild, but he's done okay for the last 2 years. I mean, we just don't really use a tight end much. David Njoku would be a really fun fit here, but not interested, of course. I guess let's sign Andrew. He's kind of expensive. Well, kind of. We'll see. I'll just look through here and we'll see what we want to do. I don't know if it's a great free agent class for us at least. And here we're actually going to trade Austin Jackson away to the Rams for a 4th round pick. I mean, I like him in real life. I'm pretty sure Dolphins fans do like him a lot, maybe more than I do, but he's been horrible, so we're getting rid of him. We'll take an extra 4th round pick. That's fine. I don't want him anymore. But here's what we're going to do in free agency. It's a decent little class. Again, Chuba Hubbard, Andrew Ogletree, but we're also going to go for Michael Carter just so we have somebody at corner. I mean, we have corners, but this will be an upgrade as our slot corner. Nothing too crazy here, but nobody I want too bad. I mean, a lot of the good players here are pretty old, so I'm good. But let's see if these 3 do want to sign. And it looks like we get Hubbard and Carter, and then Ogletree maybe won't sign, but that's not that much of an upgrade, so we'll save our money. But this team definitely isn't free of needs. Our O-line is pretty bad. We need a center and a right guard and probably a tight end. Our defense is pretty good on paper, at least well-rounded, but we'll have to fix a few of these positions in the draft. But we pick at number 11 this year. The Saints have the number 1 pick. I don't know what I want to do. This might be another trade down year because, you know, it's a lot of corners. I guess there are tackles here, but I don't like taking tackles unless they look ridiculously good, and even then a lot of the time they aren't as good as they look. I don't know. There just aren't a lot of players that we need here, unfortunately, at least early. So we might trade down once again unless there's someone that looks super good. But let's see. As per usual, there are some really good corners, but we just signed one. Corner is probably our strongest position other than receiver. So maybe I should have waited on a corner, but I guess it'll save us a 1st round pick signing Michael Carter. So I guess that's worth it. Oh yeah, I set safety as our focus position. I kept it as QB/safety just in case we needed a QB, but we didn't. Fortunately, none of these safeties are that good. There are good ones, but none worth this pick. All right, I think we're gonna trade this down pretty far, actually. We might go into the mid-20s again. We might just trade for pick 25. We'll just do exactly what we did last year. Who has it? All right, we are gonna steal the Packers' 1st round pick next year and just a 5th this year to move down to 25. They'll probably do something stupid here. They go with Sean Noel. I don't know if he was good. I saw him for like a split second. It looked like he had all B ratings, so probably not great, but we'll see. I don't even know what I want to do here, though. I mean, I just traded back just to trade back, but I don't know what the plan was. Maybe I should have traded back even farther. But let's see. Caleb Session looks pretty good at receiver. We really don't need a receiver, though, but might as well look. Max Kelly looks pretty good. Depends on how good his spec catch and catching are. I don't know why that was hard for me to say. I'm just stupid, I guess. I thought this guy was named Kobe Bryant, spelled like the NFL corner Kobe Bryant, or the outside corner that the Seahawks are still trying to make a safety for God knows what reason, even though he's a good outside corner and he looks horrible at safety. I love being a Seahawks fan. God, I might just go with a corner here, honestly. I mean, they're the one position group that's consistently really good. Yeah, we really don't need one, but sometimes you don't draft for needs. Sometimes you just gotta take the good players, as I always say. I don't know which one's better, though, because Deontay Cobb is faster, but actually Jeremy Stevenson is faster. Cobb has great speed, solid acceleration, and a much better 40 in pro day, or combine and pro day 40 time, but Stevenson has slightly worse speed, but elite acceleration. So I think he'll be our pick. Plus, he's a year younger. Let me just make sure there's no one I'm missing. Paul Carmen's speed check, great speed, elite acceleration, but maybe worse awareness and play rack. I don't know. We'll just go with Stevenson. Out of Tulane, welcome to the team, normal dev. Great. I feel like I'm rambling so much in this video. I apologize, even more than usual. But here I might go with Ernie Carroll, elite speed. I don't know if a 4.61 is quite elite for a tight end, but it is, well, it is really good. I don't like his short route, but a medium route, a deep route, a catch in traffic, a catching, a awareness. Think he's going to be the pick, but we don't really use a tight end. I don't know. We'll still take him though. Ernie Carroll out of Oregon. Let's take him. Does have hidden dev, thankfully. 87 speed, 88 excel. Good Lord. I'm genuinely going to take a break. Words are not coming out. Okay, and here for this last pick, I'm going to go with Larry Maxwell, a decent looking safety, 1st to 2nd round talent. Not the fastest, but apparently good speed, good excel, A awareness, B for most other ratings, at least the important stuff. We'll take him. Does surprisingly have hidden dev. I thought for sure he would have normal, but I feel like we did pretty well in this draft. We'll take it. I wish we had a dev trade on the corner, but it is what it is. But I'll take a couple linemen next. I probably should have taken some earlier, but oh well. But there were some decent ones left. I'll see what what I can do. But here's how we did in the draft, and we did pretty well, especially compared to last year. Jeremy Stevenson, I wish he had a dev trait because he is an 82 overall. I thought he would be like a 78, 79, but he is insanely good. 92 speed, 95 excel, 84 man, really good corner. And then Ernie Carroll is disappointing, 73. I thought he would be like a 75 or 6, but yeah, the short route running sucks. That's probably what does it. But he's still decent. He'll start. And then Larry Maxwell, 75 overall, hidden dev, just a really well-rounded player, good in both man and zone and decent in run defense. And then I mostly focused on offensive linemen. We went Brad Cooper in round 4. Did he have a dev trait? He didn't. Okay, that sucks. But Keegan McCord did at a 73. He'll probably be our center because he's only 295. Brad Cooper is only 6'1", though. He'll still be our right guard. That's fine. Oh, he goes up to a 76. That's cool. And then these were my last 2 picks, but hold on. I didn't even see this guy yet. I didn't scroll down far enough. Sean Sheridan, 76 overall corner in the, 7th round? We're gonna have so many good corners. What are we gonna do with them? I guess we can maybe move one to safe. But yeah, he was obviously the best player that went in the 7th round, but look at the corners. A 75 overall, 74, 73. Did I accidentally set very strong for corners? I don't think I did, but maybe. We did get the best one, though. And then Jeremy Stevenson was the 2nd highest overall player in the entire class at an 82. And of course, it's all like corners and running backs up here, because I don't know why. But let's get into year 3, and we will see how the team's looking. I'm feeling pretty good about our roster. But here's a look at the team heading into year 3. To an 84, which we'll take it. I wish we were a little higher of an overall by this point, but we should be able to develop a decent bit throughout the year at least, so that's good. Especially on the O-line, at least I hope. And at tight end, really all of our blockers should hopefully develop. And of course our QB, Dylan Sharp. And then the defense is interesting. We're super deep on defense. Like most of our backups at most positions are almost as good as our starters. Not quite, but especially at safety, I don't know who I exactly want to start. I moved Michael Carter to safety just because we had too many corners and I didn't want to have to cut any of them. But we might not even start him at safety because we did draft Maxwell. We'll start Maxwell, I guess. Probably no good dev trait, but I guess he could have superstar. We'll see. It's a very interesting team. I have no idea how we're gonna do. I feel like last year wasn't our like coded in down year. I feel like it was supposed to be a decent year based on our stats. It's just our record was bad. I feel like this year could be a down year. I don't know, maybe not, hopefully not, but more than likely this is unfortunately probably gonna be a year 4 type team until we're actually good because EA. But let's get to the midseason point of year 3 and we will see how this team is doing. Okay, well, maybe my prediction was good. I don't know because we are only 3-3 at the midseason. What do we want to do? Our defense is really good, but our offense is horrible. Let me see. I think I know why that is. It's not Dylan Sharp, which is a little surprising. I didn't think it would be his fault, but I didn't think he would be doing this well. Chuba Hubbard's doing well, but let's see the O-line. No, the O-line's holding up pretty well. This is probably just a playbook issue. I think I'm gonna change our offensive playbook. Zach Sealer's leading us in sacks. Really? This game, man. Has anything realistic ever happened in one of my rebuilds? Good lord. Oops, I just hit my mic. But let's see, we have some re-signings. I'll have to manually extend Jalen Waddle because he did just get a new contract. Jalen Ramsey, Jalen Phillips. This team has a lot of Jalens. Jalen. Why? But Jalen Ramsey will go 3 years, 65.4 mil. He takes it. Jalen Phillips has been awful. I might trade him right here. I like him a lot in real life, by the way. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league. This year, he's finally doing well, but I don't trust him. Plus, he's not interested. I'm going to trade him right now. I've been doing a lot of trades in this rebuild, but to be fair, the Dolphins might be the worst performing team based on their overall. They just have so many players that don't do well. I think I am going to take a decent amount of value for Jalen Phillips, by the way, just because he is a decent overall and he'll probably play well for whatever team will trade him to, but it just isn't working here. It is finally working a little bit this year, but I don't trust it, like I said. We'll trade him to the Broncos for a 2nd round pick. I could see that for some weird reason, but we We are also going to have to re-sign Jordan Brooks, Kendall Fuller. Neither of them are interested, so we'll wait. And then everyone else, I'm good. It's mostly just backups. So let me edit Jalen Waddle's contract, and then that's really all. We'll just get to the end of the year. But we actually do make the playoffs in year number 3, somehow, finishing 10-7. Now, the Chiefs were only 9-8 with a 90 overall team. Who was the best team in the league this year? It was probably like, no, I was going to guess the Panthers, but they went 10-7. Who was it? The Cowboys? No, the Packers. The Eagles also went 13-4. Interesting. I mean, those are two probably pretty good teams on paper, but I don't know. But for season stats, Dylan Sharp, 4,100 yards, 37 touchdowns, 11 picks. Nice completion percentage, but he was insanely good this year once again. What a steal he was in. What pick was he? Round 2, pick 15? Yeah, that's exactly what he was. He's also won a couple Offensive Player of the Weeks. I don't know why it doesn't tell you what year they're from, though. I would assume they're this year, but it just says the week, whatever. And then Chuba Hubbard, close to 1,300 yards, only 4 per carry, but that's better than what we've had, to be fair. Tyreek Hill, 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns. 800 for Jalen Waddle, 800 for Malik Washington. Our offense was pretty good this year, but it looked like our defense carried. I'm still thinking about changing our offensive playbook. We'll see. And then for blocking, Keegan McCord was pretty terrible at center, but the rest of the line was good. But Brad Cooper joins the all-castration team. He allowed 0 sacks. Now up to a 78 overall. Maybe he can win best O-lineman. We'll see. He definitely deserves a dev trait, but I don't think he'll get one. Also, of course, he's only a 69 overall pass protector, so that's realistic that he allows 0 sacks. Thanks, Madden. And then on defense, Brian Connor, 99 tackles, led the team. TFLs, 14 for Chubb, 11 for Sealer, and sacks. 8 for Sealer led the team. Is it Seiler or Sealer? I used to say Seiler, and then I think I got correct that it was Sealer. Maybe it's neither. I don't know. Whatever. Marquise Bassey had 7.5 sacks, 7 for Bradley Chubb, only 4 for Chop Robinson. Our pass rush, I mean, been decent with certain players, but the guys who should be doing well, like Bradley Chubb, like Jalen Phillips, they haven't been doing well. But what else is new? And then for interceptions, Jordan Brooks with 4. We're gonna have to re-sign him now. 3 for Jeremy Stevenson as a rookie. He'll probably be number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I'll cry. And then 1 for a bunch of different players. That's interesting. We had 61 offensive yards, and Dylan Sharp had 41 passing yards. So we had 21 rushing yards. It's a sign that we're gonna win the Super Bowl this year, definitely. Or wait, maybe we didn't. We had 2004. What? Offensive yards, 61. And then you go to the stats, and we have 6504. Oh, because never mind. Mike White also had 5 passing yards. But still, wait, where did our other, like, extra 100 and something yards go? Or no, wait, I'm stupid. I don't know what happened. I'm confusing myself. Oh, that was total yards. I'm stupid. Okay. MVP goes to Jalen Hurts. Dylan Sharp at number 8 in year 2. We'll take that. Tyreek Hill at number 4 for Offensive Player of the Year. Nobody up there for Defensive Player of the Year. Shocker. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Dom Wilkinson for the Broncos. Ernie Carroll at number 5. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to, of course, a division rival, Brian Blaylock. Jeremy Stevenson at number 3. Well, at least we didn't get number 2 to a division rival. Oh yeah, and let's check out our dev traits. I'm guessing they were all star, but I guess you never know. Okay, no, Ernie Carroll has superstar. That's cool. I mean, we don't use him much right now, but if we do change our playbook, I'm sure y'all could guess which playbook I would be changing to. McCord only has star. Maxwell only has star, but that's fine. That's what I expect. But we are gonna be probably losing to the Kansas City Chiefs in the wild card here. We have a one last hurrah scenario. It's probably the one last hurrah for our playoffs too. Have we made the playoffs? I didn't think we have yet, but we don't have. Oh, because I didn't make Mikey McDingle. We're still using Mike McDonald or Mike McDaniel. Mike McDonald. Whatever. Fucking, I'm drinking that stupid juice today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Smoking that pack. But let's simulate this game against the Chiefs. I'm sure this will go well. I'm sure this will go the way we want it to. Okay, no, we do win. Of course, because we had the lower overall team than the Chiefs. I knew we were gonna face the Jaguars here. Always face the Jaguars in the playoffs. Always a lower overall, and we always lose to them. I hate it. But we do, I guess, technically upset the Chiefs. I mean, not necessarily, because we had the lower overall team. Or, no, they had the worst record, is what I meant to say. But we did have the lower overall team, which is why I would call it an upset, even though we were at home. But we have a recap for the one last hurrah. I wasn't even paying attention to who this was for. It's Teron Armstead. I might have said that, and I might not have been paying attention. Who knows? Who knows anymore? It looks like the Jaguars weren't particularly good this year, though. I mean, we had a much better offense and honestly a much better defense too. So we should win this game. Keyword should, but let's simulate it and let's see what happens. Higher overall team too. And of course, no, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. We beat the team that's 3 overall better than us and we lose to the team that's 3 overall worse. What else is new? But in the Super Bowl, the Raiders beat Eagles 31-28. Those would be 2 fun fan bases to throw together. That's fun. There would probably be a few deaths on that day. But we do get an upgrade for Tyreek Hill. Maybe he won best receiver or something. Probably. He got +5 break tackle. No, he didn't get best receiver. He just had an up. Or yeah, he did. Why is it down here? Isn't it normally whatever. I give up. The more I play Madden franchise, the more it breaks me mentally. But let's see. Who do we still have to re-sign? I know Jordan Brooks is still here. He didn't get a dev trait, surprisingly. Also, Kendall Fuller's here, who's been pretty good, right? But he is 31 and not interested. So I don't know. Also, look at his pass deflection numbers in real life compared to here. Thanks, EA. But let's see. Let me restructure like every deal I can and we will see how much money we end up with. Okay, well, we freed up, I guess, like 30-something mil. Now we have 29, so we'll take it. But I don't know if I want to pay Jordan Brooks this much. I mean, it's going to be 10 per year, but then we're going to have to go probably very player friendly. And really, other than this year, I mean, he's had pass deflections, but I don't know. 4 TFLs, 3 sacks last year. I mean, he had 100 tackles, but I don't want to be mean. I shouldn't say that, but I wouldn't exactly weigh a ton into tackles. I'll say that. I think I'll just let these 2 go because they aren't interested. I think we'll just let everyone here go and we will see what we can do in free agency heading into possibly the final year. We might do a year 5, depends on how much time I have and how much will I have to keep playing this game, but we'll see. In free agency, ooh, we can't afford him, but Micah Parsons is here. If he was interested, I would go for him, but he has 17 offers. I'm sure at least a few of those are full maxed out offers, so that's unlucky. But what do we want to do? There's 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers here, Jared Goff, Kyler Murray. That's something. This is definitely a good class, but know how much it helps us out. There's Chase Young. He was pretty good for the Saints this last year. Usually he is not good in Madden. Oh, and of course Kendall Fuller is the best corner in free agency by a lot. That's fine. We have Michael Carter. We'll just move him back to corner. But I'll look through free agency and we'll see what we want to do. Damn, wait. Cutting Tyreek Hill would save us 45 mil. Obviously, it wouldn't be smart to cut maybe the best receiver in the NFL, but that's an insane amount of money. Now, by this point in real life, that'll probably be like, I mean, receivers probably will be making like 45 per year, not just in the best year of their contract, but I kind of want more money to do other stuff. I don't know. I wish we could just like extend and restructure Tyreek Hill, but extensions aren't a thing in this game, at least not early extensions. I don't know. We won't cut him, but it could be a strategy too. But in free agency, we are going to go for Christian Wilkins. We'll try to bring him back to the Dolphins. I mean, why not? Good defensive tackle, obviously. And we've had good defensive tackle play, but like, I guess I'm more worried about this team on paper. I don't know. I can't make up my mind if I want to be more like, do I care about how the team looks on paper or do I care about how the team plays? I try to find a good balance between the two, but kind of end up sacrificing both when I try to do that a little bit. I don't know. I have a weird strategy. I try to find a good balance between the two of guys who actually do well and are actually a good overall, and it's a whole process. Oh yeah, and for dev increases, Stevenson got star dev, which is cool. I wish he had that to begin with, but I guess better late than never. Javon Holland got X Factor, I think last year, but I don't think I ever pointed it out. And then the big one, Dylan Sharp got X Factor, so that's huge. Still only 23 years old here, so still a lot of room to grow. But yeah, we'll try to sign these two. We're also going to try to bring back Jordan Brooks, the little money we have left, so let's see if these two want to sign. We do get Christian Wilkins. I don't think we're going to get Jordan Brooks, though. We might just draft a linebacker, though, to be honest, because I don't really love any of the ones here. I guess maybe we could go for Terrell Bernard. I don't know if I love that, though. I mean, he's fine. Steal from a division rival, I guess. He's an underrated player in real life, but here, like, he's just fine. We'll still sign him. So we're improving the defense a little bit, but let's see what we want to do in the draft. I'm not really sure. We're still not the craziest overall at only an 87, but we're a very well-rounded team. It's going to be hard for us to find an upgrade. What? I just simulated a week and I was like, why did we go down 2 overall and like 3 overall on offense? Players can retire during the offseason? I mean, that makes sense. That's fine. Teron Armstead just retired. Like, where do you even check retirements? I never check it. League history? No. Transactions? That might be it. Yeah, he just retired. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought they could only retire in like the week after the Super Bowl or whatever. I have genuinely genuinely never seen that, or at least never noticed it. I think he was the only retirement too. Yeah, what? All right, fine. Well, I would have looked for a left tackle if I would have known he was gonna retire. That's stupid, because usually players do give teams a heads up a little bit, or at least teams have an idea. I guess we did have an idea, to be fair. I just didn't know it was a thing. We'll sign Rasheed Walker just to be a band-aid, but we'll probably draft a left tackle now, or a guard to play at left tackle. Oh God, that's right. The Packers did well this year, huh? So we traded for their first round pick, but unfortunately, both of our first round picks, 26th and 28th, of course. You hate to see it. I mean, I guess the Packers were good last year, so what could we really expect? I'm not gonna trade up. I don't really wanna. We don't have enough needs to warrant trading up, and I don't really feel like it, to be honest with you. The reason I don't trade up much is because I'm lazy and I don't feel like looking. My phone just fell, but let's see. I like Bob Acosta. Elite strength, elite change of direction. His finesse is bad, but literally everything other than finesse. So I think we might take him. Maybe with 28 though. Let's see who's available other than him. Okay, there are no good pass rushers. Shocker. Never seen that before. Would it be crazy to... I've thought about doing this, but I wonder if for my draft classes for the future, if I should set positions like corner to normal, and then maybe positions like outside linebacker to very strong. But I don't know. There are good edge rushers every once in a while. It's just not enough of them. I don't know. We'll see. I might do something like that at some point, but there isn't really anyone here that I like too much. I am definitely thinking O-line, but that one center's the only guy I really like. Eli Beckham looks decent, but poor strength, so I'm good. I might also trade this pick away. What if we trade for a player? How crazy would that be? Trading for players is another thing I don't do that much, but maybe I should. I never check the trade block. Is that Jaden Daniels is on the trade block, and Michael Penix, so apparently they didn't work out, but Jaden Daniels is an 81. I don't know. Lance Jordan is pretty good at right tackle. Tyrone Verdon, decent defensive tackle. There are some decent players here. Khalil Hamilton. I'm surprised. I thought it would be like all 73s, but there are some that are a little better. Deontay Cobb is here. Someone we thought about taking. Dante Upshaw with X Factor. Falcons have decent amount of players on the trade block. I don't think I'll trade a first for anyone on the trade block, though. I feel like this game has gotten even worse. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like guys like Rashawn Slater used to be realistic in terms of performance, but he's allowing 17 sacks in a year as almost a 90 overall. That is insane. Like, I know I complain about this game a lot, but you can't say that's not insane. There's something wrong with this game, man, clearly. Bro, what? That won't put you over the salary cap. It says you'll say, I mean, maybe from that draft pick, but how about 28? Is 28 cheaper? Probably barely. Oh my God. I can't even see the gap in the trade value. That's stupid. I hate it. Trade to die. I would trade for Laramie Tunsil, bring him back to the Dolphins too, but 14 sacks allowed, 16 sacks allowed. Like, I want a left tackle, clearly, but they all suck. All of them. All right, we're gonna take Bernard Raymond from the Colts. We're gonna give him a first round pick, and we're gonna take a third round pick from them. Not who I thought I would be trading for, but we'll take it, I guess. We have to. Oh, I traded pick 28 on accident. That's fine. Whatever. I meant to trade pick 26, but with pick 26, we will take Bob Acosta out of USC, beef up the line with another one of our first round picks. I'm not even gonna guess his overall, because when I guess centers overalls, they usually seem to be lower than I'm expecting, but I will predict it. I think he's gonna be like an 80 plus. Hidden dev, 93 strength, sounds good. Do I ever not say sounds good after I make a pick? I don't know. But in round 2, I'm really out of stuff to do. I don't know who we're gonna take here. Should I just simulate the rest of the draft out? I mean, I could. We could look for a power rusher, I guess. I would make another trade, but I don't know how realistic that would be. Ooh, we'll definitely take Dion Hayward later, first to second round talent. Must be fast, I would guess. No, really? He's a first to second round talent? He's a really good run defender, but he's slow as hell. Okay. Juan Carmen looks pretty good too. Are we really gonna take another corner? I mean, I really don't know what to do. I might. Yeah, none of these receivers look super great, at least from what I can tell. Devin Ewing looks good. He looks good, right? But from experience, taking deep threat receivers that are big and should be like insanely good, like DK Metcalf types, just from experience taking them, they're never that good. Now, this guy actually could be an exception because he looks like a decent route runner, but I still don't think he's going to be great. Oh, I guess we could at least take him later second because he's a 3rd to 4th round type or projected pick. No, we'll just take him now. I don't know what else to do. Devin Ewing out of Texas Tech. Welcome to the team. He does have hidden dev, surprisingly. He might be pretty decent. We'll see. Here, I think we'll go with Daniel Shaw. I wish he was a little more scouted, but he has elite speed, B awareness, B press. I'm hoping at least B man and hopefully at least C zone. zone, but hopefully B. It doesn't really matter. We'll take him. Hidden Dev, 95 speed. Cool. And last pick, let's go with Dion Hayward. Out of Washington State, let's go. Again, I wish he was a little faster. He's a first to second round pass coverage type, but I don't know how with him being that slow. Like, he just wouldn't work in real life, but we'll take him. Hidden Dev, he's really good acceleration at least. We'll take it, and we will see how we did in the draft. I'll make a couple more picks though. But here's how we did in the draft. Bob Acosta, 79 overall. I was hoping he would be a little better, but I figured as soon as I predicted, he wouldn't be as good as I said. But I mean, he's close. It's whatever. Awful haircut, but 90 lead block, 86 impact block, really good power, 81 pass block, 93 strength, 78 awareness as a rookie. He looks very good. Will start for us this year. And then Devin Ewing or Devon Ewing, I'll call him Devin Ewing, whatever. 75 overall, Hidden Dev, of course. Looks really good. Not going to get much playing time, but he is good. Daniel Shaw, 77 overall, Hidden Dev, 95 speed, 81 man, 78 zone. Really good player. And then Hayward's a 75. I don't know what he's going to be at middle linebacker. I don't know if he's going to be better or worse. He stays at a 75. Okay. And then I also took Juan Carmen, who also had Hidden Dev. He will probably go down at middle linebacker, but that's where he's going to play for us. Yeah, it goes down to a 73, but not too much. And then the CPU did pretty well. Philip Reed, 73 overall, dev check, normal. Okay, that's fine. Still a good pick. And then DeMarcus Dodson, 75 overall slot receiver. Probably, yeah, normal dev. Slot receivers always have normal, but also a really good pick. So no 80 overalls in this draft, but we did super well. Were there any 80 plus overall players? Yeah, there were. Whoa. The number 3 overall pick, Jake Fisher, 84 overall QB. I feel like the Saints always end up with the super good QBs. Why is that? They ended up with the 86 overall QB a while ago in one of those drafts. That's interesting. Not too many players at an 80 plus, but a few of them. And Bob Acosta was a top 5 player in the class, so that was a very good pick. But let's get into possibly the final year here, and we will see how the teams look. Okay, we are looking pretty good. Still an 87 overall, which I guess we had to get back to after Ron Armstead randomly retired. Thanks, but we're looking good. Heading into, again, possibly the final year. We'll see. We'll probably do another year, but then again, it is almost 1 for me. I don't know how I'm gonna get this video out in time, but we will see. Oh yeah, also we need to start Chuba Hubbard. Okay, it was hovered over the wrong player, but whatever, that's fine. We'll see how this team does. Really good offense. I like it. I'm worried about our O-line, but other than that, good offense. And then the defense, 87 overall, looking really good. Better on paper than, well, no, it's been really good. It just feels like it hasn't been that good just because of our lack of pass rush. I mean, I guess if it works, it works. It's weird that it's worked. But yeah, good team. I also refilled out the depth just to make us a better scheme fit and just to get better depth. I think we'll do well, but I think by the midseason, we might be kind of mid. We'll see. But let's just get straight to the end of the year. I'll get to the midseason and we'll see how we're doing, but I will see y'all at the end of this season and we will see how we do. All right, well, here we are at the end of year number 4. And again, if you haven't already, leave a like. I would need it. It'll make me feel better. We're up to an 88 overall. Let's see where that ranks in the league super quick. So the Ravens are an 88 and the Lions are an 88. The Jets are an 89. The 49ers are an 88. The Falcons are an 89. The Eagles are a 90. The Chiefs are an 89. So we're like tied for a top. We're like the 5th to 10th best team on paper, maybe. We're in that range. Probably would have been even better. Probably would have been like an 89 or a 90 if we actually performed as well as we should have. But where do you think that ranked in the league? A top 5 to 10 roster? How do you think we finished this year? Because if you would have guessed 7 and 10, you would have been correct. We had a horrible defense this year and a pretty good offense, but not a great one. That's such a disappointing way to... Why does this game hate me? What did I do? Where did I go wrong in my life choices to be doing this with my life? Will the pain ever end? Hey, Larry Maxwell did pretty good at least. We are going to be number 2 for every single award. We were number 2 for Offensive Player of the Year. That was a pretty good start, but I don't think we're going to be number 2 for any of the others. Oh, we were number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. This was a cursed season. I want to do another year, but I think we're just cursed. There's a right tackle named Ronnie Stanley in the draft. Wonder where you came up with that name. But that's a disappointing way to end this rebuild, but hey, we made a good team on paper, and that's really all I can do. So Madden Simulation is gonna be Madden Simulation. I did my part to make this a good team, and to be fair, we did. We re-added a few Dolphins players. Well, I guess only one, but still. And you know, hey, we had a fun story at quarterback. So that's gonna be the end of today's video. Again, disappointing to end on a 7 and 10 season, but we deserved better. Shocker. But thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for putting up with me for like an hour or however long this is. And with that, I will see y'all again in the next next video, probably Sunday, and goodbye.